On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
I was reading this comment. My wife don't care about the passion; she care about
She
the
care about the
license.
life. me,
Oh
me,
man,
me,
Hey
and your,
man, that's why I like,
me and
hey,
your wife.
you date what you said, Anton, you dating your weight class, right?
And we are truly in two different weight classes. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And that's one thing we can't agree on tonight.
I'm
But
heavyweight.
guess what? It's nothing wrong with that.
right?
I'm heavyweight. You featherweight.
Y'all
See,
both.
hey, that's the thing, bro. See, based on what? The money, right?
The question is, does a man providing have anything to do with finances? Does a man providing have anything to do with finances, Anton?
It absolutely do. You can't do anything without money, and I'm tired of people acting like it's not important, and providing provision does not come with finances. It absolutely does come with finances. And an interesting thing about it is that I've never seen anybody feel more secure in the hood than they have in the gated community. It's so funny to me how people can say that money don't mean nothing, and it's usually people that either they A, have not made enough, or B, haven't made enough to really be able to see the benefits of being able to see like exactly why money makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And more importantly, similar to how I said in the last segment, it's a reflection of your efforts. Usually if you're providing value, and it's the reason why I love capitalism so much. I argue with people about capitalism versus socialism to the T, because capitalism literally is the reflection of your efforts in the marketplace. It's your ability to fill a void. It shows your work ethic, and it's a reflection of how great you are as a man. Since the very beginning of time, bro, the very beginning of time, everything that you do and your value in the marketplace, whether it's be with the women that you have, and I'm talking about all the way back into prior to we actually had physical paper money, whether it was the women that was attracted to you, whether it was the people that you surrounded yourself with, it was the kingdoms that you ruled, all of it revolved around resources and finances, right? And so you can look at it in a scope and say, well, money isn't the end all be all, or money isn't the thing that ultimately makes you happy, or money isn't this or that, but money is literally a tool. It's a tool that you need in order to be more successful or to leverage yourself to be able to do things that other people can't. Put yourself in a better financial position, leave a legacy, improve your family for generations to come. Because if all I ever do is work and survive, how does that bode well for the people that depend on me for themselves to be able to thrive, for them to be able to live up to their full potential? If I can empower them to be able to do such things, and it doesn't mean that it's the only thing, but it is very much an essential, the major tool that you need in order to rock and be successful, because it's the reason why payday loans and all of these other things and certain things within communities are thriving, because people are using the majority of your time. And if you think about your time, right, your time is the biggest currency that you have. So if you think about your time, right, your time is, when you have resources, you have the ability to be able to separate yourself from so many different things that's going on in society and really focus on the things that matter, whether it be your spirituality, whether it be working less time so you can spend more time with your family, whether it be anything, literally anything you can imagine, because it doesn't make you a better person. It makes you more of what you already are. Add character to the money, to the resources, and you have the perfect recipe for really impacting society in a positive way. And for people that say that money don't matter or finances don't have anything to do with a man providing, is seriously mistaken, and they don't really understand how this world really works. They really don't. They're making excuses.
I got one quick question, Anton. So we mentioned about money. Is there a dollar amount? Because it's not like people aren't working, but is there a dollar amount that you're speaking to that you have to acquire in order to be part of the conversation that you're discussing?
Yeah, it's always a dollar amount, but that
how
dollar
much? But how much?
that
See, that's
dollar
the thing.
amount
How much is enough?
is going to vary depending on the person. So it depends on where you live. It depends on whether or not you love what you do. Do you love what you do? Would you go into work every day if you was absolutely rich and didn't have to work every day anymore? Or would you do what you really love? and your
Doing
lifestyle.
what you really love doesn't mean that you're going to be the richest person, though.
You said what? What's my number?
Doing what you love doesn't mean you will be the richest person.
You don't have to be the richest person. That's what I'm saying. It's not about being the richest, but having resources enables you to be able to make better decisions.
Resources doesn't mean money, though, too.
People that make
this could be a network.
Okay, well then, whatever you define it to be, for me, the resources and the money defined as resources matter. So you can make it whatever.
Okay, because my point that I'm making is that, like, I agree with you partially, but I feel that you haven't stated it, but I feel like you're saying that you still have to be at a certain threshold in order to have this access. Because they're like, that's the thing. We assume that just because I'm living in a impoverished area, the label is that I'm not working at all, right? So the thing is, there are people that are working every day, taking on extra shifts just to make, let's say, 50K, right? And the thing is, 50K to them, that is a means of being able to not just have the resources, but to provide, to contribute, but to be present. But the thing is, this is the part where it gets crazy, where somebody may say like, well, that ain't enough. 50K, I don't know what you're going to do with that. So what are you to do? You know, because the thing is like, we already established life is about to have and have not. So if you have it, then you got all of it. But if you don't, and you mentioned none of us was born with it. We went and sought it out. But the thing is, everybody's not going to be a 6 or 7 figure person. They're just going to work and earn in order to be present, in order to be able to provide finance. So finances, yeah, you're contributing, paying bills, all type of like other kind of traditional stuff that you're supposed to do. But it is about being present, because just because you got the money, that don't mean you're happy. That don't mean that you all of a sudden you are validating to who you are, because people assume because they're successful professionally that it automatically equates that they will be successful in being able to provide personally, you know, and that's where the people get it confused. The two doesn't align. Just because you're great, successfully making money, that doesn't mean that you're actually providing your mate what they truly want or need. People cheat on rich people all the time. They got money. But guess what? They still leave, though. They get divorced all the time. So the thing is, I agree with you partially by saying it is about finances, but it is about resources. And really, to me, you could call it security. To me, it's about being present. You have to be present in order to provide. If you're not present, you're not mentally engaged with what's going on, then you have no clue. And I'm not saying that you directly, but I'm saying you in the general sense. So my only thing is that money, cool,
so
but
$80,000 a year, but you got to spend all your time and emotion and resources and dedicating yourself in order to be able to do that. And I make $250K a year, hypothetically, right? And I'm relaxing and chilling and enjoying life and taking my family everywhere, and I'm doing whatever I want. You telling me that you're more present than I am, and you have and you don't even have the resources to do so? You have to kill yourself to go make 50 grand, and you more present than I am?
I mean, define present. My present means being home, being relevant. Because the thing is, it is about that. Everybody's not making 100K. That's the thing. We sit up here every day and act like everybody making that type of money. No one's not. It's people that's listening to the show. Everyone's not making, and then it's 100K enough. Everybody not making 250K. It's just not going to happen for some people. So the thing is, did that mean that, you know what? According to your standards, Anton, and that means you said that people need to get their finances together before they enter a relationship. That means a bunch of people shouldn't be dating. And you probably agree with that. We think, well, you're right, B. People should not be in a relationship because they need to acquire a certain amount of money first before they even engage in a conversation. A lot of us wouldn't have been born if that was the case, in all honesty.
Maybe that should have been yeah. Maybe that should have been the case.
Hey, Tawana, I'm coming to you. Does a man providing have anything to do with finances?
I love both of their points, but I will have to go with yes, a man providing is tied to his finances. And I'm not saying that he is the sole provider, meaning that he's the only person in the household making money, but he is the person who is pretty much help making our financial decisions, right? And dealing with our finances and helping us to budget, helping us save. And I think that the provider is like that person who is, I don't, and that's not every household, but that's ideally how, I like
Well, you
for
know what,
my home to
Tawana, I
function.
ask you this. Then why don't we call it out, right? Don't even call it a provider. Just call it a sponsor. Because that's what you're doing. You're sponsoring.
Well, I said he's not he doesn't have to be the sole provider.
Just remove the term provider, because if we just sitting up here talking about provider means money, then call it what it is. Like, hey, I'm sponsoring.
If I'm just thinking about provider, I'm not saying that
I don't care.
I'm not saying that a husband is only a provider. He's also other things, right? Like Punky Brewster, what's her name? Sherry Johnson said.
I don't care.
They profess, they provide, and they protect. So
yeah, but like
it's not just about finances.
I mean, hey, JR, we need to start doing polls while we're talking about this too. Because is that even about? We talked about what, we always talk about the keywords, the security. They're a good husband, they're a good father. But does that even carry weight?
Can I ask you a question?
But don't misquote me. I didn't say that meant he was the best husband or the best father. But if you just think about the word provider and just remove the gender, just remove that. Just talk about a provider. What does a provider do?
I get that.
I get that. And so, yes, a provider is tied to your finances. So I'm just specifically thinking about that word and what that means when you're the provider in the family.
And I step back. My only thing I want to say is that, like, I hear what both of y'all are saying, and I'm not disagreeing. That's the part. I'm not disagreeing with the finance part. I do have an issue with when we start talking about how much, because that's the part that people don't talk about. People enter situations and feel that, oh, it's okay, you're working. And then next thing you know, oh, well, you're not working hard enough. Because then it's like, well, how much, right? Is there truly a dollar amount that's attached when we talk about finances and men providing? Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about men providing in a relationship, but how much is enough to provide successfully?
Let me ask you a question, B-Nix. Do you feel like you're doing what you absolutely love to do, like what you were born on this earth to do, as far as like your daily job?
I do.
And you love it.
Work around the clock.
And you love it.
That's good.
Okay, so let me pose this question to you, Nick. Considering those circumstances, if they say, yo, B-Nix, we want to give you a 50% pay cut, and you would have to make adjustments, and who knows, maybe move into a lower neighborhood or something like that. I don't know, right? Are you cool with that?
Sometimes you don't have a choice.
No. I said, are you cool with it?
It's not happening to you.
If I want to keep my job, yeah, I'm gonna say look for other jobs.
No. It's a simple question. See, yes or no?
No,
are you
cool with losing money?
Okay, so you
tell the whole story, Anton. Don't take a soundbite on what I said.
Stop! Don't get emotional. Let's just.
But can you
just answer the question, bro? Stop piecemealing the question. I don't care. Ask me the whole thing.
I asked.
Don't string me along, man. Ask me the whole question.
I asked the question. How can I answer the question? Let me make my point, and let's
point up front so I know where you're coming from. Stop trying to take what I say and then use it against me. Just say the whole question.
I don't want you to get emotional again. I'm gonna let you.
Just say the whole question, man. I don't care. Say your piece, bro.
I made.
Come on, Anton. Hey, go ahead, Anton, with your point. Go ahead.
Would you even?
They are. For the people that know, for the people that's watching the show, you get it. You understand. You can know the point I'm making. I don't have to say nothing else.
You can move on. I'm still waiting for your question. So obviously,
still waiting.
They are already conversed.
I don't think he's talking about me. I just think he's talking to the people out there. That's what he said. He didn't say me.
Your name, though.
He's talking to his fans.
He said Jr.
Okay. All right, Anton. Go ahead with your point, Anton.
I made my point. I'm gone. We can move on. Let's roll.
He was. So can you answer that question though, B-Nix? Would you take a cut?
Yeah, I would, and I've done it. For
your current job?
A previous job, yeah. When I wasn't living in Chicago, I did.
Okay.
There was a job I was making $400 a month. Mm-hmm. And guess what? I still work in that same field. I feel this is part of the journey. If this is something you really want to do, you got to be dedicated to it. Did I dislike it? Hell yeah, Anton, you damn right I was upset. Did I leave?
I thought, but I mean, I thought that money didn't make no difference. I thought it didn't.
No. See, you twisting what I said.
He didn't
See,
say
this is the
that.
part I said. It's about the dollar amount, right? It's about the dollar amount. So the thing is, don't sit up here and make it seem like that I'm talking about no finances.
Right.
I said that clearly and articulated that multiple times. So don't sit up here and tell me what I just said when I didn't say it.
But the point that you were making is that it was about survival.
Correct. And guess what? I kept the job and I survived.
Hold on,
I
wait.
there at that job.
Listen to what I'm saying. The point that you were making was it was about survival. So as long as you have enough to survive, it doesn't really matter what the pay cut is, because that's the most important thing. Money is not the biggest factor as it relates to your ability to be able to provide finances.
I would say I have led with my career with thinking about where I'm trying to go on this journey and not looking at the dollar amount. That's what I lead with that first. I am not ever led with a job based on how much money that is going to pay me. And I know it sounds
like
weird.
Your lifestyle is like you can adjust. So if there is anything that happens, like you decrease income, you won't fall.
You know what, Anton, and why people go to school? You don't get paid to go to school, right? So the thing is, you go to school because you have this passion area that you want to pursue. People don't get paid to go to school. So that's another sacrifice, what is called opportunity costs, right? Because you think about the opportunity cost of what you could have been making, but you make sacrifices based on what you're trying to pursue. We see it when people quit their jobs. And then
but you hope it makes you more marketable, though. You go to school, right? I mean, you don't go to school. You go to school because you're hoping that the credentials will make you more marketable and also give you a higher salary. I mean, that's why I went to school. I didn't go to school, you know. I mean,
I went to school to be a psychologist, and I haven't seen no psychologist on a Forbes list. And I knew that. And it's fact. And maybe this is a bigger thing. We talked about mental health, and this is why you don't see Black or brown folks in mental health. Black and brown folks only make up 9% of the folks in mental health. 9%. So the thing is, this is part of the reason we say we need mental health, but yet we say, well, I'm not going into mental health because they don't pay me. Life is about sacrifices, man. And if it's something you're passionate about, what you want to do, you can't lead with money. You think CPS teachers sitting up there arguing and stuff, they really enjoy what they do. But the thing is, they already know for a fact they're not going to be the top paid person in the state or in the industry. It just comes with the territory. And the thing is, people got to know that going into it. And that's why I say
people elect that lifestyle
on who you are and what you represent. And if you sitting up here false flagging, really trying to chase the bag and stuff, and that's what you say, but really you live in another life where you just like me, working for an employer and whatever they say you're going to do it, then that's life, man. I can't sit up here and dictate my movements based on how much money I'm going to get back in return. People do that. I just know I'm not one of those people.
Reading this comment, my wife don't care about the passion. She care about
the life. me and
hey man, that's why I like
me and your wife.
What you said, Anton, you dating your weight class, right?
And we are truly in two different weight classes. That's for sure.
Absolutely, and that's one thing we can't agree on tonight.
I'm heavyweight.
Guess what? It's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I'm heavyweight. You featherweight.
Y'all
See,
both.
Hey, that's the thing, bro. See, based on what? The money, right? So this goes back to that deception.
I don't
because
care.
now, folks, because there's people on this call, including me. Everybody ain't making no 250K. They not. So now.
Oh, no. Wait. Let's be clear. I'm way more than that. I just used that for example for the family, but we can continue.
Wait, say what?
I make more than 250K. I just want to.
Oh, okay. I get it now. I get it. I'm sorry. I now have a moment of clarity. You're trying to make everyone know that you make more than that, but that has nothing to do with.
No, they already know that. That's not even a question.
I don't even care. I don't even think I asked you that. I don't care. But you know what? You do got an audience. I don't care. They do want to know.